having been published in the Township's two official newspapers on January 7th and 8th, 2016, published on the Township's website, and posted on the official Township bulletin board.
Thank you. We'll move on to communications. We have a long list tonight. First off, we're going to start with our police promotions to sergeant. So first, I would like to have Officer James Harper come up. Right up front.
That's my dad. Now?
James, is there anyone that you don't have up there? Anyone else want to come up? We're all family in Mount Holly, sir.
And now I feel so short. Okay, so, Mr. Harper, please repeat after me.
I gotta put my. Come on, we can.
I, James Harper,
I, James Harper,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
to the governments established in the United States and in the state,
under authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
and I will faithfully, impartially,
I will faithfully and impartially
and justly perform all the duties of the office of sergeant for the Township of Mount Holly,
all the duties of the sergeant for the Township of Mount Holly,
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
We have one more officer that is going to be sworn in as sergeant tonight, Officer Richard Pietrow.
Oh wait, give him my button.
I, Richard Pietrow,
I, Richard Pietrow,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
And I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments established in the United States
to the same and the governments established in the United States,
and in this state under the authority of the people.
and in this state under the authority of the people.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office of sergeant for the Township of Mount Holly,
all the duties of the office of sergeant for the Township of Mount Holly,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, sir.
Good job, Nick.
I gotta make my way through the sea of blue. Next, we are going to move on to the presentation of the certificate to the Veteran Wall of Honor. Tonight's recipient is Leon Jones Sr., formerly of Mount Holly, now of Southampton Township. He served in the Army as private from 1950 to 1952. He served in the Korean War, where he was injured and he had received the Purple Heart. This is a little personal for me because this is my grandfather. So This is a man that has taught me a lot throughout my life, and I'm very honored to be able to present him tonight with with an award. Do we have the certificate? So, Mr. Jones, please come up front. Myself and Mount Holly Township, we appreciate everything that you've done for our nation. So, he's not a man of words, but we'll just take a few pictures. So, for the family members, for our recipient tonight, upstairs on the 3rd floor is the plaque of honor that we have. It's called the Hometown Heroes. Before everyone leaves tonight, I would appreciate if everyone would go up. This is our 5th recipient. Something that we started just this past year to serve our, to honor our military family that have served us. So I appreciate it. But you guys may head upstairs. We'll give a short break if you guys want to head upstairs and get some pictures taken before we continue on with the meeting. All right, thank you guys.
We have a
Pop.
Pop, they have a little presentation.
Oh, you got something?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Andy,
Oh,
go
sure.
away.
Thank you, Bob. You know, Lord's Warriors Watch, and we love showing you the respect that you didn't get when you first came out. We want to thank you for your service, and this is our honor point. It's presented to you in honor of you're now a little more of a monthly family. But we want to thank you, and once again, thank you.
Have a good night, everybody. Happy holidays.
Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you very much. You guys have a great night. Before I give a 5-minute break, leave and take pictures with our family members. And now is the time before we move on. Thank you.
Take care, John. Take care, buddy. Drive careful,
Que había una persona interesada en una de las casas que yo te la había enseñado, recuerda el hijo de María. Está interesado en comprar una casa.
Oh, ese con
Tiene que hablar.
Josh Brown. How's it going?
We have from Under Communications, we also have Kim Burkus from Main Street Mount Holly who'd like to come up and speak. She's not here yet. So we'll hold off on that. I was approached the other day by Mr. Shaw, who would like to come up and speak to council on something that he would like to see done. So right now, Mr. Shaw, it's your time.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, council. I talked to a few of you over the last couple months. My daughter, we found out about this program, and I'm going to start with Jules. I'll just pass this brochure down, what I'm going to speak about. Basically, she called me this last June, and I have a 2.5-year-old grandson, and I have a newborn too. But anyway, they started a program. I think it's going across the country. It's called Touch a Truck, and it was held at the new Premier Outlets in Gloucester City. And what it's about is tots, little kids, and the towns in that area brought like fire trucks, ambulances, school buses. The towns brought their bucket truck, leaf sweeper, dump truck, all backhoe. So I was thinking, and this one just happened this past September at the Burlington Center Mall, and they did it as a fundraiser for Oaks Integrated Care, and you'll see the brochure in a second. But anyway, I was talking to Jason. I'd like to see it done maybe next spring as a local town thing. I've talked to a couple of vendors or proprietors up here, Vincent's Ice Cream. He thought it was a great idea. And if we do it in the spring, Saturday for a couple hours, park all the apparatus up in the upper parking lot, and then the people can bring their kids in, and then they can use the shops and everything. Maybe Vincent's or other vendors can, set up booths or whatever, and just make it a community thing. And this way, the kids of our township will see, the workings, and the adults, we're paying our taxes. You can show off the township equipment. We have just about everything under the sun. We have a backhoe, we have, dump trucks, leaf sweeper, all this kind of stuff. And the kids, you get to climb on it. And my grandson loved it. He was he calls it a digger, and he was playing with the levers and keeping the horn and all that kind of stuff. So I just think it would be a nice thing for the community. And if we start out small and see how it works, then maybe next year we could even expand it. So we're shooting for maybe like April, or probably before May, because May is tied up with a lot of things, in school and Memorial Day. So I was thinking maybe like the end of April, do it a Saturday, a couple hours in the morning, and just see how we go with it. I already talked to our chief in the fire department, so we'll have the ladder truck, the pumper and all that, the police department, all their support equipment, and the squad, of course, and then the township vehicles. So I don't know, insurance-wise, obviously we have to have people there to make sure they're not turning these things on and things like that, and just to climb on the equipment and stuff, but I would like to try it anyway, so.
Josh, maybe we can have Mr. Kennedy reach out to Mr. Shaw on this, with it being something for children, something that our rec department can help assist in.
Sure.
Yep.
So
So you shoot for April?
Yep.
we'll have
Okay.
Mr. Kennedy reach out to you.
Okay, good, and then we'll coordinate it.
Coordinate it that way.
Yeah, after the first of the year, we'll. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. I guess we can come back to that. So we'll move on. Was that?
That's just what we have on our
That's
sheet.
what we have.
Okay.
The paperwork, so it was just for us to review. We're gonna move on to the approval of minutes for October 12th, the executive session and the regular meeting for October 12th.
Motion to approve the October 12th executive regular minutes.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown? Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Ms. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Thiessen?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Abstain. Okay. We're going to move on to ordinances by first reading by title only. We have ordinance 2016-30, ordinance accepting a deed in lieu of foreclosure for 20 and 22 Mill Street. We have a public hearing to be tentatively set for December 12th, 2016, approximately 7 p.m. Any questions?
Motion to approve ordinance number 2016-30, which is an ordinance accepting a deed in lieu of foreclosure for 20-22 Mill Street.
I have a first, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Ms. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Thiessen?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. The second ordinance for first reading tonight is ordinance 2016-31, ordinance for water conservation. The meeting, public hearing will be set for this also December 12th, 2016 at approximately 7 p.m. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve ordinance 2016-31.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Ms. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Thiessen?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. Okay, moving on to ordinances by second reading and title only, also a public hearing. The first ordinance, ordinance 2016-25, and ordinance amending chapter 241, streets and sidewalks of the code of Township of Mount Holly. We're gonna need a motion to table this for tonight. Oh, okay, we'll move with ordinance 2016-25 and ordinance 2016-29 together tonight because we need to table it for further information.
Motion to table ordinance 2016-25 to 2016-29 until further notice.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Ms. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Thiessen?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. Okay, moving on to ordinance 2016-28, an ordinance adopting a redevelopment plan for the central business district for block 41, lots 13, 14. Oh, sorry, 44. Lots 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Dated September 6, 2016. First, we'll open this up to the public. Anyone in the public have any questions or comments on this ordinance and this ordinance only?
What lots are these, what property are these?
Lakes Appliance. Lakes
Lakes
Appliance.
Appliance.
Lakes Appliance and all the lots that
And the
are
lots
around
that-
Lakes. Well,
You're talking about the bridge, the triangle lot?
No.
The Lakes Appliance building, sorry, just for record, we'll make it.
FR 203 Cross Street, Mount Holly.
This is in reference to the building of Lakes Appliance and the parking lots around it. They're all broken up in smaller lots. So that's what we're discussing now.
Is that being an area rezoned?
Yes.
It is.
Are we still keeping the triangle lot now? And we're on bridge as a township, or does that go with Lakes Appliances? Or the building that they're building, the brick building behind it?
Pretty clearly, it's part of it.
You're talking about the building that,
the bridge
the
is-
developer supposedly developing hasn't done anything yet? The big brick building,
The Lakes building. Right.
Did that go with the building, the bridge and the?
The bridge is a lot across the street, sits on King.
Cause it used to be all one lot.
Yeah. I'm 99% sure that it is in this.
So the new Lakes Appliance building, the people who bought the Lakes Appliance building are responsible for the
Yes,
bridge, the
yes,
triangle
yes.
lot. But, so why are we maintaining the triangle lot and not the rest of the Lakes Appliance?
I have to check on it by block and lot, but I don't believe they are actually.
Which triangle?
The bridge is a triangle.
The triangle out by Bill's
The
Bargains,
piece
the
that comes
little
out,
triangle that we're
the King
maintaining.
Street side.
Yeah, the King Street side.
And no, these block and lots are only on Washington side.
Okay, and we're making that an area redevelopment.
It already is.
It already is.
And
Well,
that-
we're doing something for the developer that's gonna develop that, so it makes it easier, I guess, to borrow money or whatever, is that what?
This is just developing the plan for those specific block and lots. That is the current Lakes Appliance store.
Okay. Is anything gonna happen with this building in the near future?
This is what a lot
We
of
have,
steps
we have to
in
do
order
this in
that.
order to start.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else in public regarding this ordinance? Seeing none, we'll close public portion and bring it back up to council consideration.
Motion to approve ordinance 2016-28.
First, do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Ms. Sykes?
Yes.
Mr. Easton?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. Now we'll move on to matters to be presented by the public. Members of the public are invited to submit comments during the public comment portion of this meeting. The council, pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act, will not publicly discuss personnel matters and may choose not to respond to comments made by members of the public during this portion of the meeting. However, the council will give all comments appropriate consideration and will refer all individual complaints to the township manager or appropriate township representative for resolution. Each citizen will be allotted up to 3 minutes to speak in order to allow everyone an opportunity to express their opinions and concerns. We will start on my left, your right-hand side, first row. Move on to the second row, third row.
Lindsay Rothmel, 33 Union Street. I submitted an environmental committee report, probably got to the township late for this month, but I just want to mention just two things. One, we did do the cleanup in end of October. We only had a few people, we got a lot of trash, a lot of junk, and as part of that, we still saw a lot of electronics back there, even though we cleaned up a lot on our previous cleanup. And I'm trying to pursue to see if there, because it's really hard to get rid of electronics these days, because the county has stopped their big cleanup that they did periodically. You can still drop stuff over at the recycling center, but you have to, go there and only drop off like 2 items. A lot of people don't even know you can do that. So there is a company out there called Magnum, and I reached out to him. He works with a lot of other communities, but they can either do like a single day cleanup, or actually set up something, work with us, and maybe even the surrounding ascending districts to actually set up so we have our own electronic recycling. And if it was shared between all 5 districts, it may not be that cost effective. I'll reach out to your director. I like to set up, he said to reach out and we try to set up a meeting and see what our options are, because it's becoming more and more of an issue. I constantly see TVs, etc. out on the street, and obviously
Randy,
trash
this is one of
people.
those companies that just come out and takes all your stuff. It's one of those companies that just comes out and takes your stuff. There's no
Yes.
cost to it, just kind of get rid
I
of
don't,
stuff.
this would be, he would, there would be probably a cost. I mean, that's what I'm saying, we like to come in, maybe sit down and talk what our options are, because he works with a lot of other communities, to do electronic recycling.
I can send you some contacts too, because in the industry that I'm in, I do a lot of recycling of old computer parts and everything else. And all the guys that I deal with do it all for free. They'll just take whatever it is, even if it's a CRT old monster we had at the work, because they're not interested in the tube or the glass, but there may be some gold soldered pieces in it that they'll melt down.
Right, it might just be a good idea to have, if we periodically have an event in town so that these things don't get dumped in the woods, where we don't want them, because the, garbage, people won't take them, and it's just becoming more and more difficult, because even Goodwill, we reach out to Goodwill, they're so inundated, they won't even take that many anymore, they only take a few, because so many people are bringing old electronics, and they're just overwhelmed with it. So I just wanted to mention that, tomorrow is the Sustainable Jersey luncheon, where we will get our new plaque, or currently still at the bronze level, but by the end of the week I have to submit all the stuff for the silver certification, and hopefully we'll be able to get an additional 50 points, and I'll be certified as some years as silver, and leave the plaque off the wall before I leave today. Reminding you so I don't forget. All right, that's all.
Thank you, Randy. Anyone else in that row? See none, overall alongside the wall? Nothing? We'll move over to this side, first row.
Stephen Wells, 18 Union Street, Mayor, Council members. I have a concern for my street. I'm not sure if at one time the street was a two-way, but for some reason the drivers like to drive the wrong way on the street constantly, like it's a two-way, especially when there's an event on High Street, and they like to use that little lot for the old county building right there to park, and the street is blocked off. So when they come, they see the barrier there. They don't know to use the two alleys to get to the two-way streets on either side, and then they drive up the one-way street. And there's only a one-way sign on one side of the street, but if you come out of the, I think it's the Brown Alley, if you're facing the street, there's no sign there to say this is one way this way. And at the entrance of the street, there's like a line there that kind of indicates where you pull up and you stop here, but on the left side, there's no line there and I guess it's kind of confusing if they don't see the sign. They see the line on the street and they just kind of pull in like it's a two-way. And there's been numerous close calls because people are speeding down the street anyway, then they encounter somebody driving the wrong way, and we've had quite a few near misses because of this.
We will definitely have.
I'll do more signage.
Look at it. It's about signage.
Josh, do we have the ability to do the?
Next time we have an event, I'm sorry.
Okay, go you start.
Next time we have an event, actually, maybe get some police up there to kind of help with that intersection.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, do we have the capability with our own public works to do any lettering as far as paint on the streets, including mark out, it's like one way or the other?
Sure.
On top of the signage, just, there's a lot going on in Union and different streets, the signs kind of blend in sometimes.
I feel that. I live on a one-way street. People come up the wrong way all the time, so
Yeah.
I understand.
I'll reach out to Chief.
All right. Thank you. And Louis?
We in the council for my congratulations to your three for me on winning election, right? Congratulations to another.
Unofficially, but thank you.
Unofficially, yes.
And one question, a great witches ball, and I know it's an unusual weather, but I took it out of it. I mean, a lot of people appreciate it, came, and I have a little concern. I mean, where I live, there was some kind of bulldozer and some kind of mechanical generator. The generator is being on like constantly, day and night, through the whole weekend, through the week. The only way you could talk to redevelopment.
We will reach out to the redevelopment.
It's being on,
and
I
see
mean,
what's going
and
on.
it release, some kind of gas, just a little concern.
Okay.
And I got a
Was
couple
there a
of,
utility company pumping up there?
Where's it located at?
it's,
Relationship to your house.
my house right here, the sophomore right here, is the lot next to sophomore.
Okay.
It's constantly on, I mean, I can't talk. I went to this morning. Okay, it's still on. The day before, it's still on. It's still on. I don't know how that is on for 3 days.
It's not a diesel fuel.
Oh, yeah. And we have for the new houses has been sold. The last, the second set of the new house.
2 houses were sold, people moved into them, new residents down there at the group of 6. There are at least 2 and possibly up to 4. There's at least 2 others that are under contract, not in that block, but the ones that haven't been built yet, where people have put deposits down or signed contracts. And the other ones would be at the first day that they had the official open house, they sold, I was told, at least 3. But now it's either 2 or 4, so I don't know what that means. They're selling very well now.
So then the second set of the houses is already sold.
There's 2, there's 6 that are built, 2 moved in, and there's other ones that are closing dates. I'm just waiting for your attorney, Ms. Palmer, to give us dates for. Well, for one of them, I take it back. One of them can be ready, and then the other 2, once they sell, there's another one of the individuals down there who are represented by Ms. Palmer. That one, once they sell the other 2, once they get them under contract officially, and there's a lot of interest, especially because of the.
We want to have a previous resident asking me, well, who's going to talk, they're going to move back to Mahali, a previous resident of the Mahali Gardens. And anyway, somebody,
They can call the realtor for that, for those houses, and get the information if they want. The realtor for, I think Lanker's got it. Yeah.
And I got a question, have you received any grant, state grant or park grant for the county freeholders? I know there's a lot of grants coming up.
For which year? We've been grateful to receive it pretty much every year.
And that's the second grant where I heard coming up. I don't know if that was 2 on them.
Yeah, we're gonna be applying for it again this year.
And I've been, like I said, being on it, I said, that's the second grant. One time she got over $300,000. That's a lot. And for the I think that'll be all. Thank you.
Thanks,
Anyone
Lucius.
else? Move on to the second row. Good evening.
Jim Lowe, 322 Washington Street. I just wanted to touch on what Randy talked about the recycling. From my understanding, the reason why the problem with getting the recycling picked up now is the state program, which collected it, ran out of money. The state didn't renew it, and that is leading to a lot of dumping, not just here in Mount Holly, but all over the county. Our representatives in the legislative center at Diego